Imagine strapping into a rocket so powerful it shakes the ground for miles around. Imagine looking out your window and seeing Earth shrink behind you as you race toward the moon. That's exactly what 4 astronauts are getting ready to do on the Artemis II mission. But wait, haven't people already been to the moon? Yes, between 1969 and 1972, 12 Apollo astronauts walked on the lunar surface, but that was over 50 years ago. Since then, no human has traveled beyond low Earth orbit. Artemis II is about to change that. Artemis II is part of NASA's Artemis program, a big plan to send humans back to the moon and eventually to Mars. Think of it like building a staircase. Artemis I was the first step, an uncrewed test flight that sent the Orion capsule around the moon in 2022. Artemis II is the second step, the first flight with astronauts aboard. So who are these brave explorers? The Artemis II crew includes 4 astronauts: Commander Reed Wiseman, pilot Victor Glover, mission specialist Christina Koch, and mission specialist Jeremy Hansen. Christina Koch will be the first woman to fly around the moon, and Jeremy Hansen will be the first Canadian astronaut to travel to deep space. The rocket carrying them is called the Space Launch System, or SLS. It's the most powerful rocket NASA has ever built, even more powerful than the Saturn V that sent Apollo astronauts to the moon. Standing taller than the Statue of Liberty, the SLS produces 8.8 million pounds of thrust at liftoff. That's enough force to launch about 30 school buses into space. On top of the SLS sits the Orion spacecraft, the astronauts' home for the entire mission. Orion has a crew module where the astronauts live and work, and a service module built by the European Space Agency that provides power, air, and propulsion. Inside, there are advanced life support systems, touchscreen displays, and even a tiny bathroom. Here's the flight plan. After launching from Kennedy Space Center in Florida, Orion will orbit Earth to make sure all systems are working perfectly. Then the crew will fire the engines to head toward the moon. They'll fly around the far side of the moon, seeing the side you never see from Earth, and loop back home. The whole trip takes about 10 days and covers roughly 685,000 miles. But Artemis II won't land on the moon. Not yet. The main goal is to test Orion's systems with a real crew on board. Can the life support keep astronauts safe? Do the navigation and communication systems work perfectly on a deep space journey? The crew will test all of these things so that future Artemis missions, including moon landings, can be as safe as possible. When Orion returns to Earth, it will slam into the atmosphere at about 25,000 miles per hour. That's 32 times the speed of sound. A special heat shield on the bottom of the capsule will protect the crew from temperatures reaching nearly 5,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Then parachutes will slow it down for a splashdown in the Pacific Ocean, where Navy ships will be waiting to pick up the crew. Artemis II is more than just a trip around the moon. It's the beginning of a new era of space exploration. After this mission, Artemis III will land the first woman and first person of color on the moon's south pole. And someday, what we learn from Artemis could help send the first humans to Mars. Who knows? Maybe one of those future explorers could be you.